to talk about tonight is what is equity stripping and how to make money in real estate. The processes and techniques that I'm going to explain in the presentation work best in states that have a judicial foreclosure process. Let's look at the common forms of equity stripping. So how can there be equity in a pre-foreclosed property? The general consensus is that, gee, if it's in foreclosure, how can there be equity? It's upside down. Well, it may not be upside down. Actually, a lot of homeowners in foreclosure have equity in their homes. They just can't make their mortgage payment. We recently worked with a seller that had a $27,000 mortgage. She was in foreclosure. Fair market value was $125,000, so she had a lot of equity. We purchased it for $65,000 and resold it for $80,000. Now the question is, did we equity skim here? But let's talk about lease option stripping. Is that illegal? And it depends on how you do it. When you go in to talk to a homeowner that's in foreclosure, 95% of the time they say to you, Dave, I really want to stay in my home. How can we work this out? My kids are in school here. I've done all the interior improvements to the house. I don't want to lose my house. Can you just buy it from me and lease it back to me? This is a conveyance of the property to you as the investor, and leasing it back, it's not illegal to the homeowner. However, the lease has to be a real lease, and the option purchase price has to be realistic. What are some of the not so obvious forms of illegal equity stripping? What about taking out the kitchen, the bathrooms, the fixtures before a homeowner abandons his property? Okay, what about renting the property while the homeowner still owns it and he's not paying his mortgage? Okay, what about renting the property if the homeowner deeded the property to an investor and the mortgage payment was not being made? So what about evicting the tenants? What if an investor buys an HOA foreclosure and gets on title, rents the unit, but he doesn't pay off the mortgage on the property? So let's talk about the downside or the risk to the investor, tenant, and the former homeowner. What's in this game by becoming the owner of record on title but not paying off the mortgage so it's still in foreclosure? So what are the possible expenses that an investor would have if he went into this whole thing and tried it? How do you find the HOA deals? What can renting a pre-foreclosure actually mean to an investor?